Okay, hi, good evening, everyone. We are back once again, and I'm Prasad. Hi, good evening. How are you all? Just let me know quickly in the chat before we start off with the Postman Student Expert Certification Program. Hi, is my voice clearly audible and you guys can see me clearly? Hi, everyone in the chat. I'm just looking for your chat. Can I get a quick confirmation? Yeah, hi. Hi, Nikhil. Hi, Aniket. Hi, Banu. Yep. So yes, great. Thank you so much for that confirmation. So yeah, so let's dive in. Before that, I saw a few questions in the chat. How much is the duration of the class and when can we do study and everything? So I'm just going to cover everything. And as always, I'm just going to take you to the brief tour of how the session is going to be and what you need to do to get a certification. Of course, there is a little change since it's a Postman partnership program. So there are a few steps that differ than the regular programs. And of course, Ali Mustafa is going to be your instructor, is going to tell you everything about that, but I'll just brief you of what all things you should keep in mind, what all important links you should keep in the mind, and where you can find those links, right? So let's get started. And yes, don't worry, I'm going to explain everything, Arthur. Just give me 5 minutes, yeah. So let me just pull up my screen real quick. Yep. So I guess now you guys can see the studio. That okay? I don't think, are we switching the screens? Nope. So let me just share screen window. Yep. Yeah. So first of all, right, just let's have all the links with us real quick. So if you go into the description, right, so since I'm not able to access description right from the link, I'm just going to edit it. And if you just come here, right, first of all, you will see this WhatsApp group link, right, which I'm going to really put quick for you guys to join the WhatsApp groups that we have. So in case you get stuck somewhere or anything during the program, you can join this WhatsApp groups, so that we have our student leaders who are going to come and help you out with any queries regarding this Postman certification, right? And then we have a very important link, right? If you see this, there is a giveaway link. Of course, I'm going to put this one, but yeah, if you see, right, there is one this enrollment link which is there, right, which you have to enroll today, right? We have, because now we are going to enroll on Postman. Again, in detail, Ali will explain, but yeah, this is another important link, right? And then of course here you can find all the giveaways and everything, right? Now if we just go down here, right, all in one documentation, right, I'm just going to open, copy paste this and quickly paste it here. Yeah, I'm going to quickly paste it here. Just spammed it a bit in the chat for you guys to have it. I'm just going to pin it as well. Yeah, so let's open the link that I've pinned for you guys in the chat. Okay, so let's open the link that I've pinned for you guys in the chat. Yeah, and that will take you to a page like this, right? This is where we have everything related that you need to complete this program, and we have very clearly sorted out it in sections, right? So I'm just going to uh, toggle these buttons off, so that you get to know this is only a 3-step program, right? Step 1, you have to get enrolled yourself. Again, the WhatsApp link is right here. If you are not finding it, you can come to this doc. Yeah, step 1 is to get yourself enrolled. Again, we have everything right here. Again, Ali will explain to you. Of course, the doc might look different because I've changed it over a bit after some time. All the links that we are learning today, right, are available here. In case you want to learn by yourself, you can come and complete the course by yourself. And then the certification. So after the completion of the program, right, you get this certificate and a badge. This is a Postman badge that is issued by the Postman, and then you have a certificate that comes from Postman directly. Yep. And we also have some cool swag kits, right? So we have multiple swag kits. One is the social media giveaway challenge, where you have to write about what you learned today in day one on Twitter, or X that we now call it, and post it. And you have to use these tags. Again, the whole process will be again explained by Ali. And you have to fill the form here. Yeah, you can see these blue links. This is the forms. If you come down, you have another challenge, student expert challenge, that is going on, where you can see what you can win, and you have to post it on LinkedIn after you complete the certificate. This will again be explained by Ali. And then you have 20 kits. We usually give out 40 kits if you have many winners. And then yes, the first 100 people to complete this program on time will get a 6-month subscription for Postman, right? And again, this form is the same as above. If you just fill it, complete, and give us the certification link, and you will get a Postman premium for 6 months. And then we have this mega giveaway, right, which we have, that is for iPad, gaming keyboard, smartwatch, which you have to basically complete and fill the form again. And you can see the previous winners down here as well. So I guess currently it's not. Yeah, I guess you have to just open this up. Maybe, yep. If you can see, these are the previous winners, right? And yeah, we have some special gifts for the ambassadors. Yeah, but that's about it. Very easy. Yeah. First, if I have to just summarize what I just told, there are only three steps for you to do. First is to go and enroll on Postman. Again, you come to this, and again, Ali will take you step by step in the whole process. This session is going to be a walkthrough, so wherever you get stuck, you can follow along. You can come back to this session and watch the recording later and get the certification. Try to complete certification by tomorrow max, and of course, you can do it later as well. The certification is open till you can say 3rd of September, but try to complete it before 31st of August. I'll tell you why. Because we are doing a mega giveaway for iPad on 31st of August. So if you complete it before 31st of August, you might as well get a chance. So again, it's a giveaway, so some random person might win, but yeah, you have the chance to participate. Yeah, so this is where we have our iPad declaration, but of course the other prizes will be declared as the time is right, third after 3rd September. Yep. So that's about it. That's my time, guys. So I'll just call Ali to come and start this session. Yeah, let me just check if you have any queries meanwhile. Disha, no, you can do it later as well. But as I mentioned, the early you do the better. In case you have any queries, you can join the WhatsApp group and ask your queries. And yeah, one request: try to ask the queries in the group. Don't try to DM every moderator because it gets quite messy for us to handle everyone's request. So try to keep things in the group so everyone can help you out. Yep. This session is going to be 1 hour today and tomorrow. Okay. Yep. So with that, thank you guys. I'll see you towards the end, and I'm in all the WhatsApp groups. You can put a text there in case you're getting stuck, and I'll be there to help you out as well. Yeah. So with that, I'll just let me just stop my screen and call Ali to take the session as well. Okay.
Thank you, Let's Upgrade team, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Ali Mustafa, and let's learn about APIs. Now, before we get started, I would like to do a small icebreaker exercise. So, can you please go ahead and tell me which city you folks are joining from? I'm personally joining from Mumbai, and I reside here and would love to connect with you in person as well in case you're coming for any event. But yeah, feel free to mention which city you folks are coming from. I can see the chat on the left hand side, so I'll actually observe that. It will be a really good icebreaker before we get started. Yeah, I see a lot of mention of Pune. That's good. Delhi, amazing. Yeah, Lucknow, that's good. Okay, that's amazing. You have people joining from across the country. Tamil Nadu, Chennai, that's good. That's good. Bengaluru, awesome. The tech hub. If you're joining from other country, to mention your country as well. I see a lot of people are joining from India, but if there are a few people joining, across the countries, different countries, please mention that as well. Oh, the chat is flooding. We have so many people out here live, which is awesome. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying this and you're gonna learn a lot of our APIs as the Let's Upgrade team mentioned. Let me go ahead and quickly share my screen and let's get started. I hope my screen is visible. Most probably it will be, but in case it is not, just let me know in the chat. Today we are going to learn about API fundamentals and get certified by Postman for completely free. So for that, the agenda is very simple. We dive into learning about APIs. We talk about request responses. We try out complete things hands-on. Remember, this workshop is 100% hands-on with a very little theory. So make sure that you're going ahead and using a laptop so that we can actually go on a laptop, and start doing everything hands-on, because you'll need that, in the final examination to get this certificate. We'll do some resources and do a Q&A at the very end. About myself, I started working at Postman from 2020. I've been promoting API literacy since then. Before that, I used to do a lot of work around communities, and I started working when I was 16 years old. I've been doing that, like building communities forever. I also have a TEDx talk, so sometimes if you need some motivation, you can go ahead and watch it. It is, about AI, ML, and tech. Might be a little boring, but if you are into that, definitely go ahead and check it out. This is me speaking at multiple conferences. I no longer do the selfie photos. That was me back in 2018. I look a lot younger. But yeah, we all need to monetize. Okay. But if you meet me in person, definitely you'll love to, talk with you and, engage with you. By the way, you all have an opportunity to earn some swags like the one I'm wearing. These photos are not clicked by me, but the people who have won, these swags. So how do you win this swags? Very simple. You go to social media. This swag, challenge is exclusively running on the X platform, which is former Twitter. So if you have an account, you can go ahead and participate. If you don't, I'm not gonna force you to create one. So yeah, make sure if you want to participate, you can kind of go ahead and use the hashtag Postman student, tag me and let's upgrade, and mention whatever you're learning. So if you're learning about APIs right here, mention about that, add a photo, and we'll be very grateful. And you can participate in the giveaway. I can go here and actually show you. If you go on the bottom, you can actually see other people kind of pasting about and posting about the swags which they have won afterwards. So yeah, this could be an inspiration for you to participate. But if that is not your inspiration, then this should be, because everyone who completes the course with us today and tomorrow is going to win this amazing digital badge and this awesome certificate, which you can put it on your resume or add it to your LinkedIn profile, and it will be awesome to kind of show to recruiters that you know about APIs and you know about Postman. Awesome. Let's get started learning about APIs. So what is an API? Let's imagine that you go to a restaurant. What do you do when you go to the restaurant? Can you mention in the chat? And I love to interact with you folks in the chat, right? I love this live energy and I want to interact with you. So mention in the chat, if you go to a restaurant, what do you do? For example, if you want to go and get a biryani, do you directly enter into the restaurant and start shouting, "Do you want a biryani?" No, right? I see a lot of people, they find a seat or they find the waiter, which is exactly what you're going to do. So you enter a restaurant and you find a seat and you sit down. Do you directly go to the chef then? What happens the next? Do you wait for someone or do you directly go to the chef? You don't, because if you go to the kitchen, they'll obviously throw you away. So what do you do? There's a middleman, which is a waiter, which will come to you, give you a menu, and then you have to order something from the menu, which then the chef will prepare. And this simple interaction is what an API is all about. So you is client, the wait person or the waiter is the API, and then the chef is the server, which is preparing this dish for you. So yeah, it's as simple as that. And remember, whatever you're going to order, it is going to be from the menu and not something very random. So if you go into the McDonald's and ask for biryani, you're not going to get it, because they don't cook biryani, they cook burgers. And that's very important while working with APIs as well. So let's dive deeper into the technical aspects. So you can see there's a client, there's an API, and then there's a server. And then the client will make a request to the API, and then the API will go to the server and ask the server to make that. In our case, if you request for a biryani, the waiter will go to the chef and be like, "Hey, can you prepare one plate of biryani for our client?" The server will do its magic, prepare the biryani, give it to the waiter, and then the waiter will bring it to you. Now, if you have some complaints, what you're going to do? uh, you are going to call the waiter, but then the waiter is not going to take that responsibility onto themselves. They'll be like, "Hey, I did not prepare your food, the chef did, so let's call the chef." Exactly, like it works everywhere else. So it's a very simple example of a digital restaurant, if you're very new to understanding APIs. Awesome. Now, what is the full form of API? Can you mention in the chat, everyone? You might have heard about this. You might have learned about this. Yes, application programming interfaces. I would want you to focus on the word interfaces. What's an interface? A smartwatch you're wearing is an interface. It will fetch weather. It doesn't have capability to know weather, but it can call an API which can get you the weather and display it on the interface, which is the watch. You go to an ATM machine, try to retrieve cash. Again, it's interface which you're interacting with, and then on the back, it is doing some programming and interacting with the server. So yeah, if you kind of look at today, the software is more and more complex, and it's not like you have to kind of go ahead and build something from scratch, but you can use other APIs to kind of help you build stuff. And don't get me wrong that if you are small you have to use APIs. Not exactly. Even big companies like Uber, Google, Meta, they use all sorts of API to make their lives easier, because if something is already existent, you don't need to recreate it from scratch. For example, in Uber uses Google Map API to kind of estimate the fares, the drop point, the pickup point, show the driver your live location, you see the driver's live location, all of that possible because they integrated Google Maps, which is available as an API. So if tomorrow you want to start a cab aggregator business, you don't need to go ahead and create maps from scratch. You can use Google Maps and walk around with your API and pay them some amount, and get things done. So yeah, there's an API for literally everything out there. There's a cat API, there's a dog API. If you don't love cats and dogs, like me, I love crocodiles. So there's a API for crocodiles, to see some cute images of crocodiles. So I've done this on my Instagram is I've trained my reels to show me only crocodile photos and videos, cute, crocodile photos and videos. And second is baby videos. I know, crocodile videos and baby videos don't go hand in hand, but yeah, they both are very cute and very entertaining. If you know the yoink guy, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's an API for literally everything out there, from Spotify to Twitter to Facebook, to any other service which you are actually using. So yeah, one final touch to explain APIs, and then we move further into the deeper content. How many of you have played with Legos? Legos, these plastic blocks which you can attach and build something out of it. How many of you have played with it? Let me see the chat. A lot of people. Yes, yes, yes. No. Some people say yes, some people say no. If you never played with Lego, buddy, you gotta earn and buy a Lego because Legos are amazing. I pass my time like 15 hours on flight by playing with Legos. I take a set, kind of scattered it everywhere to kind of play with it. But coming back to the topic, if you look at Legos, each block has a functionality. And what we do is essentially wire these blocks with one another to create a complex software. And that's exactly what you'll see, everywhere. And the only limit is your imagination. So you can build whatever you want in this world by just imagining it, going ahead, using these blocks, combining them together, and build what you imagine. So that's your only limitation. And each block has a functionality, and you can use this functionality to do X, Y, Z things. So yeah, consider APIs as the software version of these Legos. They combine together to build an awesome, complex software, which will make you a lot of money and help you to solve a real world problem. Awesome. What about Postman? Have you ever heard about Postman? No? If yes, I see a lot of people say yes. Um, you know, Let me kind of make that one liner for you. Postman is a collaborative API platform, and I emphasize on the word collaborative because Postman not just allows you to design API, but it allows you to test, mock, monitor, and document APIs all in once. So it helps you to kind of envision the end-to-end life cycle, and it does it really, really well. Don't take my word for it. Here 98% of Fortune 500 companies use Postman. Companies like PayPal, Philips, Uber, Kroger, Walt Disney, all of them use Postman to make their API life cycles easy because managing APIs is super hard. Not just these big companies, but developers like you, more than 28 million developers use Postman and support Postman on a daily basis. So it adds as a skill set into your resume. And obviously, when you're going for job hunting, it will definitely help you to have an additional skill available with you with your existing skill sets, right? We're going to talk more about, how Postman kind of simplifies this and everything. But I don't want to waste a lot more time. I want to dive directly into the practicals. So if you have seen this link pinned down already, go to this link, open the Notion page, and this is going to be your Bible for the next 2 days. It will have all the information from the giveaways to everything else. There's a mega giveaway which is running right now till the end of the year, I guess. Most probably Let's Upgrade team will be able to kind of clarify that. But if you look at the giveaways, oh man, they are giving away iPad, they are giving away smartwatches, the earbuds, Amazon Echo. If I was a student, I would definitely redo Postman, student API fundamental certification, which Let's Upgrade to get into these giveaways. But you can kind of go ahead and read more about this massive giveaways. But because these are limited ones, if you want to participate in the daily challenges, you can already read about the social media challenge, which is still going on till tomorrow. So feel free to participate, and be happy to look at what you have learned through X. And we can create a college, like a collage of all our images, and all our posts on the X platform, which will be awesome. But let's get started and register for the course. By the way, I showed you all the awesome like people who have shared about their certification and the swags they have earned. So if you go here and go to the registration process and click here to register as a student, which is step number 1, just click here and it will open a new page. And right here we need to enter our name, last name. If you don't have a last name, you can use a dot, email address, country of residence, where you're living currently. I'm living in India, so I'm going to select that. Are you enrolled in a university or a college? Absolutely. If you are a student, yes. If you're a professional, you can select no and continue. But because majority of the people here are students, I'm going to select yes. And then there's the school name. So the school which you go to, or the university which you go to, the school or university website. If you do not remember it, just Google it and find the website. Go ahead and enter the information, of the course you are studying, and give me the year of graduation. For example, you can add whatever year you are graduating. For example, if you're graduating in 2024, you can write, and if you're not sure, you can write 2025. Don't do that. Probably you're sure that you're graduating 2024. Okay, that was a, PJ joke. Okay. So yeah, enter your year of graduation. How did you hear about Postman Student Programs? That's going to be workshop. Would you like to receive awesome event updates? Absolutely. Would you want to kind of, agree to privacy policy? You can read here and agree to it. So yeah, fill out this form, write this from your information, first name, last name, email, country of residence, your school information, year of graduation, and then hit submit. Hit submit and give me a thumbs up in the chat if you have submitted this form. So this is going to be our feedback loop. You're going to give me different emojis, whatever I'm going to tell you. Sometimes I'm going to get you to give me a thumbs up, sometimes a heart, sometimes an orange heart, different kinds of things. And I see you folks are very active in the chat. So that's going to be awesome, right? I see already few thumbs ups, which is good. What about others? Please go ahead and complete step number 1. Step number 1 is to register as a student. And as soon as you register, by the way, you will also receive an email. So if you go to Gmail, if you go to Gmail, you'll actually see an email right here, which is not visible right now, but that is fine. It will be kind of visible in some time. It takes some time to kind of update. So that is fine. But we can actually see the link here to continue. Okay, I see some thumbs up. So you're not able to get that link, please go, on the pinned comment, and you will actually see this link. If it is not working, you can use the direct link, you can use Bitly. There are just tons of links which are available right here. All lead to the same form. Awesome. Everyone done? Everyone done? That is absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and click here on the thank you form. So you can see thank you for your interest. And below that, you can see click here button. I want you to click there. And we are going to go into the Postman Academy where we are going to do the course. So let's go ahead and click here, and it will open a new page, which is called as Postman Academy. Now to log into that, we need a Postman account. So if you do not have a Postman account, we are going to create one for free. I'm going to do it with you so that you know how to create a Postman account, right? And then we will kind of move further. If you have a Postman account, just sign with Google and you're good. So let me go ahead and hit create a free account. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create a free account. And then I'm going to add my email address, which I, copied earlier at the rate gmail.com. Oops, it's not it's not com. And then I need to add a username should be unique, so make sure your first half of the email as a username is also fine, or you can add a random digit in front of it so that it is not conflicting. I'll use this and see if it is available. And then password, obviously you want to add a strong password. I'm going to add little strong password. You can kind of opt in to receive information. I want you to stay signed in so that we can kind of go ahead and log in back tomorrow without any problem. You can also sign up with Google, but because not all of you might have a Google account, so that's why I'm not going to show that. So I'm just going to show like creating a normal account process. So let's hit create a free account, and that will actually go ahead and create an account for you, and it will ask you to verify via email. So it is going to take you like a moment, and to kind of verify your email. It will ask you for your name. Let's enter my name as Ali. Your role, you can start typing and it will kind of pop you suggestion. I'm a student. Most of you are students, so I'm going to select student. But if you're a professional, you can see there are a lot more things which you can actually add. So let me select as student and hit continue. Now it will kind of take me to the verification process where I have to verify my account. So I'll receive an email. If I go back here, you can see that I've received this email, and it is telling me to this is the academy email. Obviously, if I go back, I can actually see my activation email where it's saying welcome to Postman, confirm my email. It might also take some time to receive this email. Sometimes it might take up to 5 minutes. So in that case, just be patient, because it is handling a lot of information and a lot of things at once. We are like 300 plus people, 500 plus people trying to access the same form. Sometimes it might not work, so just be patient with it and refresh once. Now, if you see this email, click on confirm my email. It will open a new link and it will confirm the account for us. So you can see how we are confirmed. We are inside the account, which is amazing. Let's go back to Academy and click on check verification status, and it will re-verify us and teleport us to the Postman Academy, where we are actually doing all the courses and everything else. And in the new window, we can see actually Postman and the personal workspace and everything. We don't need to do anything there, so let's keep that like that only. Okay. Now, if you come here, you can come here, close your inbox because we no longer need it. And we are inside the academy. Now, what we need to do is we need to go to student programs here, right? So give me a thumbs up if you can see this page. Come on, let's go, let's go. If you can see this page, give me a thumbs up. And I'm going to take a little break to sip some water, and see the chats right on the left hand side. Yes, yes. Let's go. Awesome, awesome. That's good. Oh, where do you find this link? You don't. It will automatically redirect you. But in case you lose the Academy link, you can always go back to your email and kind of find that in your inbox as well. But you don't have to. It will be available. It will automatically redirect. So if you click here, it will redirect you to create a new Postman account, and after that, it will allow you to kind of sign in into Academy. So let's go to the student program section. Right here on the right hand side, click on it, and it will open a new tab. And there you will see two courses, which is API Fundamental Student Expert, and you will see AI Text Summarizer app. So we are going to go ahead and enroll into Postman API Fundamental course. Click on it and it will open a new window for you to enroll into the course. So you can see it says start here. We need to go there and click on start here button. As soon as we click here, actually it will help us to redirect, and it will kind of prompt us right here and show us that we are enrolled. Now, this is your course, which we are actually, going to complete together today and tomorrow. And basically, at the end of the day, we will, kind of get the certificate. Make sure you have to complete the whole course, and I'm going to help you to do that. So yeah, we'll actually complete it together. Let's click on get started. Okay, so I hope all of you are with me here and you see 0 on 37 lessons completed, which is 0%. Let's make it 100% real quickly. So today our aim is go kind of, achieve at least 50 to 60%. So tomorrow we don't have to take a lot of load and complete like a lot of these lessons today itself. And tomorrow we'll then complete the remaining ones and get a certification. But yeah, you can actually do it on a self-paced mode as well if you kind of know to read the instruction and do all of that. Let's click on start button and let's dive right into it. Okay, so now we have already, as you see, this is all the prerequisite. There's none for this course because this is a beginner friendly course, so there is no prerequisite, whatever. You don't need anything. You can just come here and start learning about APIs. By the way, we are doing some role playing, and here, not that kind of role playing, okay? Yeah, I can see the smoke on your faces even behind the screen. Okay, so what role play are we going to do? You are going to become a digital librarian and you're going to maintain a library API. And what you're going to do is you're going to complete your day-to-day work of managing books in a database using the library API. So you're going to perform all forms of action like creating a book, reading from the database for a particular book, updating the checkout if it is taken, not taken, deleting a book if it is no longer needed, and update a book if you want to update the status of the book, and so on and so forth. So you're going to perform a CRUD operation, and by the end of this I hope that you will learn about APIs. Let's hit next. Awesome. So I hope you all are with me till here. I see some people, one person said I'm a little fast. I have to, because we need to kind of finish it inside the time frame. And if you find that I am a little faster, you can click on that gear icon on your YouTube and you can slow me down. You can slow me down to 0.5x and that way, or 0.8x, and that way I'll be slowed down if I'm speaking too fast. And if you feel you have already, catching up my speed, to make it faster, you can't because it's a live video. So yeah. Now, before we continue, we have already registered here. You have already registered here, so we don't need to re-register. That's absolutely fine. We don't need to re-register. We just need to go to next. Okay. Then what about APIs? Now we have already studied about what is an API, but here you can see very important line. An API is a contract that allows one code to talk to another code. And that is a very important, technical terminology which we are using right here. Now you can see that why APIs are important and who works with API. And you will be surprised to know that not only, full stack developers work with API or backend developers work with API, every other role works with API, like quality engineers, directors, front-end developers, technical solution architects, CTOs, everyone work with APIs. And not just in IT industry, in banking industry, in technology, in healthcare, in education, in every industry. So whatever you are going to join, you'll definitely encounter API, and this course is going to help you. So everyone benefits from API. Let's hit that next button. Awesome. We have already seen this digital restaurant example, right? So I'm not going to explain it again. Let's hit that next button. Now, what are types of APIs? There are multiple types of APIs which are available, right? So hardware level APIs, for example, if you open your Instagram app, you go to, like uploading a story that you're attending the school workshop. As much as I would like to put you folks to kind of put an Instagram story, you're not going to get a swag for that. So yeah, you're going to get a swag for participating in the social media challenge, which you can do right here. Okay, back to the hardware API. So if you go to Instagram, you open your camera module to add a story, click a photo or record a video. Your Instagram, which is software, is interacting with your phone's camera, which is a hardware. So you can see this software and hardware talking in between, and that's where hardware level APIs and software level library types of APIs kind of enable you to do that. So that's a very simple example on your phone. And there are multiple architectures of API. For example, soap. Now, not the soap which you use to bath, It's a protocol. And rest, not the rest, like go to sleep kind of rest, but again, it's a protocol, and it's an architecture which you can use. Okay, so you'll be like, okay, I'm not telling you to rest. Please wake up. Give me orange heart if you're still awake and not sleeping. Okay, so there are multiple types of architecture which are available right here. Oh, actually, I can see some orange chat. That means you're alive. Okay, that's good. I see a lot of audience from me. Okay. And then you can also see access like public APIs or private APIs and so on. You can actually read a detailed block here to understand more. Let's hit next, and it is quiz time. We all love quizzes, don't we? Quizzes are fun, and it enables us to revisit our knowledge, whatever we are doing, and enables us to kind of actually do a lot more. Let's click on start quiz and go to question number 1. Now what I want you to do is tell me the answer in ABCD, and then I'll select, the popular choice answer and go further. So what is an API? Pick the best answer from one of the choices below. A file format for images, Apple's new iPhone programming language, a contract that allows one code to talk to other code, a unit used for storage measurement. Give me your answers in ABCD. Let me look in the chat. ABCD. Mention which one we are selecting. Okay, a lot of you say C, C, C. Okay. Some people say, okay, majority is C, right? Imagine Apple coming with a new programming language. They'll charge you to name variables, they'll charge you to run that code, they'll also charge you to, do everything. I'm not talking about Apple, the company, obviously, they'll sue me, but Apple, the fruit, yeah. Let me make myself very clear. Okay. So C is the popular choice question. Let's go to the next question. What are some different types of API? This is multiple choice. You have to give me answer in A, B, C, D kind of structure. So what are some different types of APIs? REST APIs, GraphQL, gRPC, and electric sockets. Definitely we joked about REST, so REST is there. Okay. I see a lot of people mentioning ABC. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not D, not electric sockets. No. Yeah, that's a made up concept, but ABC. Let's hit submit quiz. Boom, we got 100% right. It's like giving an online exam with 500 plus people right here. Which is awesome. So yeah, I'm going to pass with 100% all the quizzes. Okay. Let's hit next. Okay, so once you're done with quiz, give me a thumbs up and then we'll move next. So, I'll take a pause right here. I'll drink some water and I'll allow you to, come till here. Make sure you are till here. Now, people still asking for registrations, folks. Please follow the step here. If you came late, you can click on steps to enroll in Postman. And here you can actually see the step-by-step guide again, which is amazing. By the way, we did not join the Discord server right now because, I'll tell you about it a little bit later. We'll kind of talk about it a little bit later, but for now we'll skip that step. Okay, awesome. Give me a thumbs up if you're here, folks. Come on, be quick. Okay, let's see. Awesome. That's perfect. Wonderful. So now we talk about Postman. Obviously, we talked about how Postman enables you to do all of these amazing things, right? So you can see earlier we used to work with curl. Today also, a lot of developers who know how to work with curl work with it. But there are some problems which like collaboration. When you're working with an API with a larger team, it's not possible to do it with curl, and that's why Postman was invented in the very first place. And Postman gives you this beautiful UI to kind of see, send a response, send a request, see the response, and decode it. So let's go ahead and talk about what is Postman's vision. Postman's vision is to create an API first world. And we aim to create that by collecting 100 million developers, all of them connected together via APIs. And APIs take the center stage of the world, right? And we hope that that happens as APIs are considered as number one priority. APIs are easily consumable and APIs are easily discoverable. So these are the top three things which we want to do in the API first world. And we have also written an awesome novel. So you can actually go ahead and read it. It is a really good graphic novel, which will really lovely, reading in, when I was a child, I would actually do that, go to library and look at this awesome, graphic novels, and read, just see the images. So definitely check it out. It is something which you might want to kind of look at. I also have some hard copies to give away, which I'll give away, via the Let's Upgrade giveaway as well. So yeah, you can participate in the challenges and win that also. Now, we are almost there and we are going to go ahead and do our very first exercise. Now, we have already, kind of went ahead and we have already done the sign up part because we have, already done this. So we don't need to redo this. We have already signed up on Postman before, right? So just skip this. Let's go to next. Now, as you go to next, there is a quiz. What is the quiz about? The quiz is about a very simple question. Only one question. Let's see. Postman has a vision for an API first world. In the API first world, multiple choice questions, answers. APIs are considered as number one priority. APIs will make you famous on TikTok. APIs are easily consumable. API stands for application postman interface, and APIs are easily discoverable. Which are the options do you find the right ones? Hmm? Well, APIs are considered as number one priority, obviously. So A, B, C, D, E. Tell me which one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't you think APIs will make me famous on TikTok? The kind of humor I have. No, no, because TikTok is banned in India, so probably Reels. So yeah, I'm going to create them about APIs. So if you want to watch them, you can connect with me here on the speaker section. On different platforms if you want to and make me famous. But for this quiz, we are going to go with A, C, and E. Let's hit submit quiz. And boom, we have got 100% right. That is awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for helping me clear this quiz as well. Let's hit next. By the way, we are doing super awesome on time. We are just past 7 and we are already on to our very first hands-on exercise. This is going to be super awesome. Let's go ahead and create a new collection where we will be able to store all our requests together and kind of hand it over to the next librarian if they come to work here, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to go to Postman, create a new workspace and name it Postman API Student Expert, right? And here we are going to kind of make it personal and go ahead and create that for us. So let's go here. This is the Postman window. If you don't know about that, that's absolutely fine. You can go to postman.com and it will open something like this. Now I'm going to switch to light mode just for you folks because it is easier to kind of see, obviously, in screen sharing, else dark mode, you don't tend to see everything. So here on the top you will see, top left, you will see one place to kind of go ahead and create a workspace. So you can go here and you can actually see and you can create a workspace right here. And this is like a very simple way of creating workspaces. So yeah, go ahead and do that quickly. Awesome. Go to workspaces, click on create workspace, go to blank workspace, hit next and enter the name. The name, we will go here and take it, copy paste it from Academy. So make sure both, you are kind of having the name, like you're having the Academy open so that you can kind of copy paste it. I usually prefer to have two windows because that way, you can watch the video on one and you can do the hands-on on the other one. But that's absolutely fine. So you can go here and you can see only me, which is a personal workspace. So we are going to create that. Now hit the create button and that will create the workspace for me. Now again, for people who are pretty new, I am going to postman.com, hit enter. It will take me right here. On the top, there's workspaces and create workspace. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of use that. So I'm going to go here and click on this button and that will allow me to create a new workspace. So let me quickly go ahead, click on it. and we are good. Okay, select blank, hit next, enter the workspace name. You can also accompany it with your name. Usually I do that, and hit create. Cool. As soon as I hit create, it will kind of go ahead and create the workspace for me. Oh, this is in the light mode. Let me go ahead and change it again. Probably, oh, it's synced with the system. Okay. Should be much better now. Okay. So the workspace is created, and you can see there are multiple items in the workspace where I can kind of go ahead, click on settings, enable, disable few things, click on overview, and there is workspace description and other things which I can add. But here I need to add a collection and add more things, more API requests so that I can work around, very, very easily. So let us go and do that. Okay. So let me go back here on the Academy, and we have created this, which is awesome. Let's go to next. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and create a collection. Now, collection is where we will store all our APIs, and you can actually make a collection, and share it internally, on a different workspace with other people so that they can access it. And it is a really good way to kind of go ahead and work with APIs so that you can store them together in a folder-like structure. Within collection, you can create multiple folders, and it's an awesome thing. Like, it helps you organize really well. So we have to go ahead and create a blank collection and name it Postman API library, Postman library API v2. Let's copy that. Let's go to Postman, and here you can see the shortcut button right on the top left. Let me highlight that so that you can actually see it. So this is the button which you can use. By the way, you can also use the new button right here, which also does kind of a similar work. But yeah, this is like an easier shortcut. So we are going to go ahead and use that. So hit on this plus icon and hit on blank collection. Once you click on that, it will ask you for the name of the collection. Whatever we copied, we paste it right here. And now we have a collection available. You can add a description to it, by the way, to make things spicy. So you can just mention, using this collection to manage library APIs. You can also add text. You can actually do a lot of things here, but I'm just going to leave it right here. Awesome. Give me a thumbs up if you are able to successfully create a workspace and create a collection within that workspace. I'm watching the chat on the left-hand side. Let me see. Okay, you're good, good, good. Perfect. Yeah, in case you can also rewind. See, if I repeat it again and again, it just makes, it just wastes time. If you're not able to do it, the best part about YouTube Live is you can just, put that symbol and go a little back and you will understand everything, right? So I'm not going to repeat it twice again and again because I want you to kind of go ahead and follow along and do it. And even in Academy, I have these videos which will actually help you out, right? So you can go ahead and watch that videos as well. Watching a video of me inside a video of me. Uh-huh. Inception, you talk about it. Okay. Don't watch too much of me, Okay, let's click on next. So let's go ahead and create our very, very first API request. And here we are going to use a get method. I'm going to explain about method and request URL, all everything. Don't worry about it. But the very first thing we need to do is add a request and use this URL to do so. So copy the URL for me. Do not copy the method because we already get that. So copy from the edge till the books, just copy it, go to Postman. And the easiest way to add a request is to click on this collection icon. Once you click it, you will actually see, this blue hyperlink, which will help you to add a request. You can also actually hover over the Postman library API, and here you will actually see 3 dots, and you can actually do that as well. So for example, if I kind of go here and I hover, you can see these 3 dots, and I can also add a request like this. But this is the easiest way. So let's click here and let's do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click here, and it will add a new request. Let's name it get book or get books because we have to get multiple books. And in the URL, you can enter the URL which we copied from here. So we copied the URL from edge till s, we copied it. Oh, not till k, till s, we copied it. And then we are going to go here and paste it. And the method is going to be get method for now. I'm going to explain that. Don't worry. Okay. Save this request, please, and send this request. Now, as soon as you send this request, tell me what you see in the response window below. Go ahead and do it for me and tell me what do you see below. In the below section, you will see something, right? What do you see it? You will actually see all the books coming in key value JSON pair. There's a key, there's a value, there's a key, there's a value. So there's a title, there's a book author, there's a genre, which genre the book belongs to. And then there is your published on when the book was published, right? And you will also see the status code, which is 200 OK, which basically means that the request we were sending is successful and we got the response, right? So 200 family is known for success. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this looks good. I hope everyone got this. Now, sometimes if you use a space in the URL, it will give you an error like this. It says route not found. So make sure that you're not adding a space in the URL. It is just till s. Save this, send this, and enjoy the response. Awesome. So this is our very first API request. Now there are a few things to learn here. The very first thing is the request method. So you can see there are multiple methods. So there is not just get, but there is get, post, put, delete. So there are more than one methods which are available right here. So again, get, post, put, patch, and delete. You can put and patch together because they kind of update the information. So get method helps you to retrieve information. Post method helps you to send information to the server, add information to the server. Put patch is basically update information to the server. And then delete method is to delete information from the server. Okay. So again, get method, retrieve information. So whatever you want to retrieve. Post method to add information to the server, put patch to update information, and delete method to delete information. That are the basic methods. Now there are more methods which are listed below, but we don't use them, so we are not going to talk about them. Okay, so yeah, that's what the methods do. Now, if you explain me about a social media challenge, let's say I want to see all your tweets, which method am I going to use? So I go to twitter.com and I want to see all of your tweets. Which method am I going to use? I want to retrieve information. Yes, mention in the chat. Come on, folks. Keep the energy high. We are still, we are not even like, 50 minutes into the workshop. Come on, folks. Keep the energy high. We have to go for another 30 to 40 minutes. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for interacting. Okay, I see a lot of interaction in the chat now. Yeah, get method. Absolutely, because I want to retrieve information. Now you want to send that tweet to the server. Which method are you going to use? You're going to use post method. Absolutely. Now, if you're rich and you have this blue tick mark, and you made a spelling mistake there. So which method are you going to use? Because you want to update the existing tweet. Footer patch. Yes. Exactly. Yes. You're going to use footer patch method. And then there's a delete method. So people like me who do not have, blue tick, what we do is we delete the tweet and we retweet it. We just use delete method and then we use post method, who works like a charm. So, we get to explain the methods. And then the URL itself is divided into three parts. The very first part is the protocol, which protocol it is using. The second part is the URL, the where is this, like server located, what is the IP address of it, what is the domain name for it, and the last part is the path, what is the resource we are accessing. So let me go back to Academy, and here you can see much more in detail that the very first part is protocol, the second part is the host, and the last part is the path. Now, to explain it much better, I will go to google.com, and this will take me to the home page of Google. Now, what I can do is I can go to /drive, and it will open Google Drive for me. So you can see google.com is same, the protocol is same, but as soon as I change the path, it will change it, to basically, whatever I'm referring to. I can go to, like if I add maps, I can go to maps. I can change that to Gmail. It will open my Gmail, but I don't want to, so I'll just close it. So you can see the path actually allows us to go to different resources, right? So one API can have numerous paths. Okay. So in our case, it only has one path, which is books. But in others cases, there might be more than one path which is available. Okay, so let's go back and decode the response. So as you can see, we send the request, and then I'll actually zoom out and explain you like one big things about Postman. So if you look here, let me kind of use a pen, and let me explain that. So on the left hand side, this is unintended. Let me undo this. On the left hand side, actually, you will actually see here that this part is where you will actually see all your requests. You will actually see collections, and inside collections you will see request. And if you click here, it will have these two parts. The very first part right here on the top will allow you to make a request. Basically select the path, add the URL, save this request, add query params if you want to filter data, authorization, headers, body, a lot of these things that will help you to do that. And then the bottom part is basically response, whatever you're getting back. And the most important thing you're getting back is body, like, data. This is the most valuable thing now, more valuable than oil, with all the Gen AI apps booming, generative AI and LLMs. It needs data, and data is the new oil. So that's what the gold is. That's where the gold is. It is inside the body. Okay. And then you can see the status code, which will tell you what happened with your request. You can see the time, you can see the size of the request as well. So that is how Postman kind of divides these things. And on the bottom, you will see console right here, which basically you can use to, see that like the logs of it. You can also see other Postman related features right here, which are advanced. So we are not going to cover them. Let me clear the screen and show you the status code. So there are multiple status code. Have you ever heard about 404? Yes or no? I hope so. Yes, yes, yes. Have you heard about 404? Yeah, a lot of us have because 404 means not found. For example, no, let me not go a little darker, but 404 not found. Okay. I can take it on myself. I can make joke of myself. So 404 human not found. But I'm very humorful. That's a joke. Okay. So 404 is a very common status code which we see every day, but there are more than that. So there's a 200 family, which basically means success. There's a 300 family, which means redirection. There's 400 family, which is where 404 belongs, which is a client error. And then there's a 500 family, which means it's not your error, it's server's fault. And if you go here and you read in detail, you will actually see what each status code means. Don't worry, this is not an exam. You don't have to remember them. But it's good to know which status code error you're getting so that you can troubleshoot accordingly. Okay, Postman does do that and kind of gives you the information regarding that. But yeah, remembering them is also a good thing. So you can actually see Postman kind of do that. Now I have a task for you. Can you now don't tell me right now in the chat, okay? Because that will spoil it for others. Can you go home after this and search for a status code called as 418? 418. What is 418? Okay. Don't answer right now. Answer it tomorrow. Okay. That's your homework to know what is 418. Okay. Let's go next. Let's go next and let's understand about request response pattern. Now remember the restaurant example where there was a client and then there was a server. The client was you, server was our cook, and then there was an API in between. So we were simulating a request response pattern where you're sending a request and then you're receiving a response, right? And this can be on your local network, throughout the internet. Right now we are using internet obviously, but yeah, it can be also on your local server. Let's go. It's quiz time. I'm not letting you getting bored. We are going to keep you entertained with quizzes. Two questions, and let's go ahead and execute both the questions. Let's start the quiz. Cool. You have given 3 blocks of text, see image below. Each block is a part of a request URL. Which of the answer choices below list these parts in the correct order? HTTPS, the domain, the path. Tell me. A little tricky question, ABCD. Yes, yes. Anyone? Easy. So first one is what? First one is protocol. So there are two protocols, B and T. Second one is host. So again, two. And the last one is not proxy, it is path. So D is the right answer. And I guess a lot of you have guessed it right, which is amazing. Let's go to the next question. You're given a table of response status code, see image below. Using only code ranges given, choose the answer that lists the correct order of the meaning. Oh, this is going to be a little complex. 200, 300, 400, and 500. It's like, that Spider-Man meme, uh, like this, like this. Very similar options. Okay. Let's use the rule of elimination. Okay. Tell me the answers, by the way. It's very simple though, not that difficult. The last one is server error, right? So let's see, server error is at three places. Then there's client error. Client error is at only one place. Oh, we actually got the answer, which is the last one. Okay. Hit submit. Yay, I got 100% correct. Perfect. You can also click on show answers and actually see the answers, by the way, because these are not marked. Okay. These are not marked. You can also answer the wrong one here, and it is absolutely fine. Okay. Let's go next because the testing is actually the practical what we are doing. So whatever we are testing you for, it is going to be practical. Okay, now let's go ahead and understand variables. Now imagine typing this URL again and again and again. If you want to type this again and again, it is again useless, right? Why would you do that? And that's why we introduce variables. Now variables allow you to hide sensitive information, but also allow you to reuse one thing again and again without remembering it. Just remember the variable name and store the value. And how you set that? So you can see I have given a GIF right here where you can select and add all the information, but I'm going to show you right there. Okay, so we are going to make a collection level variable and we're going to name it base URL with a capital U. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Now what I want you to do, please observe very, very carefully. Go back to your get request. How do you do that? You go here and click on the get books and come to the URL. Start selecting from the edge and stop at M. Do not include this, only till M. You will see this pop-up like set as variable. If it does not appear, again try it. Start from the edge and go till the M. And then you will see set as variable. Click on this pop-up and it will show you set as a new variable. Click on it. Name it as base U capital RL. Scope is going to be collection level because we want to use it across the collection. So we can keep the scope as collection level. You can also use the vault to store sensitive information on your device. By the way, it's an amazing feature. You might want to try it out. But for now, because we are only storing URL, we are going to go ahead and use the collection and click on set variable. As soon as you set the variable, you can see the URL is replaced with the variable name. And if you hover over it, you can actually see the value, the initial value and the current value and the scope, which is awesome. But we need to save before we move further. So let's zoom out a little bit. Let's save this request. If you send it, it will run exactly as it should. Nothing changes. Everything runs like that. But one thing will change. What? If you go to the library API v2, click on the collection name. And if you go to variables, you will actually see a new variable being added here called as base URL with exactly what we selected. Now, if you want to alter the variable, you can alter it here and it will change every instance of that variable. How cool that is. So if you make a mistake, do not worry. You can actually go here, change a URL, and boom, it is working again. So yeah, that's a really fun part. So we covered variables, which is really awesome. Let's go next. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and walk around with query params. Now, what are query params? Query params allows us to filter the data on the fly. Now, for example, if you go to google.com and if you search for something, let's say Postman, you can see that Google uses Q as a query param. I cannot zoom this because it is the URL cannot be zoomed, but you can right here see that the search it uses Q as a query param after question mark, after the search bar, which is basically what we are going to use to filter data on the fly, to send the data, and we only want that as a response. So we're going to send that. Let's do that practically. So by the way, you can, to save time, you can duplicate the previous request, and that's what we are going to do. So we are going to go ahead and duplicate our previous request and add a query param. Let's click next. Let's go ahead and add a query param. By the way, our API has documentation, so you can go ahead and read the documentation. Because I'm teaching you and I know the documentation, I'm not going to go there, but you have to please go ahead and check it out. You can see we have three params like genre, or you can say John. I don't mind whatever you pronounce. It is up to you. Checked out, which basically means if the book is taken or is still available to be let out. And then search. You can search for a particular book title with, or a author with the name which you are giving. So let's go ahead and create a copy of get fiction books and, create a copy of get books and create get fiction books, and we'll make edits there. So how do we make a copy? You obviously scroll right here on the top, hover over get books, click on these three dots, and if you scroll down a little bit, you will see duplicate option. You can also use Command D, which will actually do the same thing. So let's hit that, and it will create a duplicate copy for us. Now we need to rename it because it doesn't look like a good name. So we'll rename it to Get Fiction Books. Awesome. So once we do that, it looks awesome. We are actually good. We are actually done. But we need to add a query param. So here, remember the first part I told you, this top section is where we make the request. So let's add a query param. Here, the query param is going to be John. Now, if you don't remember it, or if you are finding it hard to remember it, you can just copy it, Genre, very simple to write, and add the value as a fiction. Okay. So we are only fetching books which have fiction as their genre. Save this, and you can see the URL automatically changes, by the way. Hit send, and you will actually see the response will reduce a little bit. It might be different for you, so don't compare that. But yeah, you will actually only see books with fiction title and no and nothing else. So you can actually only see only fiction books, no other books apart from that. Okay. So yeah, genre equal to fiction. Now, can you add multiple query parameters? Absolutely. So let's say if you want a book which is fiction and which is available. So in that case, can I do multiple? Absolutely. Let's do that. So let's save this request. Please save this request, and let's go to the next chapter in the academy where we are going to add a multiple query parameter. So what we are going to do here is we are going to add another parameter called as checked out. So let's go ahead and type checked out. Make sure it is exactly like that. So let's come back here and add checked out. And here you can use true or false based on what you want in return. We are going to use false because we want books which are available. So let's add false. Let's save this and hit send. Now, if you hit send, you will see the checkout equal to false. Only books which has checkout equal to false and also belong to the fiction genre is available. So you can add multiple filters. For us, it supports 3, but here we have added 2, which is also absolutely fine. Save it and move on to the next request. Now, obviously, I did this in one go, so I'll give you some time. We still have 30 more minutes. So I'm going to give you some time to kind of go ahead and do the second request. Again, what I did was I went ahead to get books, created a copy of that, renamed it, obviously the URL is already added. I went to query params, which is on the home page itself. So I'm going to just show you right here. So it is right here. And inside that, I added genre and I added checked out. Now, where did I find that? If I go here, you can actually see it right here. Oh, let me clear this. You can see right here, search book by genre in the previous chapter. So I hope you're all good. If you are here till here with me, give me a orange heart. I was showing thumbs up, but I want an orange heart. Okay. You can give me a red heart, but yeah, don't give me a red heart. Give me an orange heart because Postman is orange. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, keep the chat rolling, folks. We need that energy to go 30 more minutes. Let's go. Okay. Yes, done. Now, if you are behind a little bit, do not worry. Just slide that, you know, a YouTube slider and go back, and this video will stay here. Okay, so it's not like once it ends, yeah, it's no coming back. You can come back to this video again. So do not worry about it. You can go back and continue. Okay. If you do not have a laptop, you can also do it at home. So this video will be available to you later on as well, because it is uploaded on YouTube. So basically, after live, it will stay like that. But I'll highly recommend that you complete it with me, so that we can, and the Let's Upgrade team can also solve your doubts on the chat. And don't forget, social media challenge is still running. Awesome. Okay. So let's go ahead, click on next and learn about path variable. Now we learned about query param like this, that okay, every URL uses query param, but there are some URLs which also uses path params. Now path params are a little different than query params, because path params do not have a key. They directly have the value. So for example, in this particular API, like the GitHub API, you don't need to pass like a queue, like in Google search we do, right? Or genre, like in the library API we did. We can directly pass the value and it will directly show right here. To show you an example, don't do this, but see here, if I go to console of Postman, you can see that when I send this request, there's a genre which is going as a key and there's a value. So key value pair is going, in the console. Obviously, it will go. So, because that is how it actually works. But here in the path variable, it doesn't work like that. So here it will only send the key. Now that is important when I'm retrieving, let's say, a single book. So here you can see the difference between path and query param. Go ahead and read it. But let's do the practical for it. So let's go ahead and add a new request, and where you will fetch the book by its ID. So let's go here. Below this, like how do you add a new request? Now you cannot see this add request button, right? So you can go here in the library API v2, click on this three dots and click on add request. Okay, so this will allow you to add request. Click on add request and type get book by ID. Okay, now I need to type the URL, right? Do I need to? No, I can use the base URL /books. Okay. Now, as soon as I've added books, now remember in the query param, we added a question mark and we added, what exactly, we want to like add as a key and a value. In Postman makes it easy. Oh, sorry. Postman makes it easy for you folks to add a path parameter by mimicking the functionality of a query param. So what you can do is you can add a /, you can add a colon and add ID, and that will actually give you a new UI element called as path variable. And that will allow you to add like a key value pair, but it will exactly work as a path parameter. Okay. So let me show you. So if I go here and if I copy, by the way, if you don't want to copy the URL, you can also copy paste it from here. Like if you don't want to type it, let's get this book ID, which is like a book with a unique ID, and add it right here. Save it. Please save every single request. Okay. Save it, send it, and you will see like one single book in return. Now, if you go to console, you will actually see that there's no key added as an ID. It directly went, not like genre fiction. So in UI, you will actually see that, but because it makes it easy. That's the whole job of Postman, to make your lives easier, and that's what it is doing right here. Okay, so yeah. Let's go ahead and do this, and give me a thumbs up in the chat once you're done. Make sure the URL is exactly like this. It has a colon and an ID at the end, and that way, it is good. Cool. Please go ahead, give me a thumbs up in the chat, and we are absolutely good to move on to the next request. You can also see debugging in the console, which was the option which is added right here, which you can also see. And a quiz is incoming, folks. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and do the quiz. But before that, I need a confirmation that you have done this request. So you should see 3 requests till now. All get requests, get books, get fiction books, and get books by ID. Okay. Perfecto. Let's go back here. And now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and attempt the quiz. Okay. Now, if you want me to repeat, again, I've told you YouTube works really well. Go behind and you can actually see it again. So I'm not going to repeat because we want to be on time. Okay, let's start the quiz. 3 questions this time. Let's see who answers that. It is going to be a little bit of difficulty. Question number 1. What type of parameter ID is below? Okay, this looks A or B. Tell me. We just now did the practical. It's going to be B. Yes. Okay. Let's do next question. How many query parameters are present in this request URL? Mhm. This is a little tricky, but should be doable because we did something similar. Yes or no? Yes, yes. 2. Perfect. Let's click on next. How many path parameters are present here? This is again a tricky question. Give me your answers, folks. Come on. Yes, yes. 0, not 1. Okay, it's A. Yay, I scored 100%. But this time, most of that I give the answer to, and we completed it in less than a minute, which is great. Perfect. Okay, last part. We have still, you know, good 22 minutes, I guess. 20, I guess more than that, around 20 minutes. And we have only one request to do. So we should be able to do it fairly quickly if you all support me exactly how you have been supporting me today. And then tomorrow we will join back from the advanced variable part, obviously. But yeah, let's finish this section. Okay. And we are good to go for today. We are actually on time. So let's go ahead and add, a request to add a joke. Now, till now, we have been only doing get requests. So let's go here on the Postman library API v2, hover over it, click on these 3 dots and click on add request. Now, this request is going to be add book. Okay. And here the method is going to be what? Because we need to add book, add the data to the server. Yes, tell me which method. Put method, patch method, post method, delete method. Post method, absolutely. Now I need the URL. Again, I'm going to use the variable /books. That's my URL. Save it. Now send this request for me. Just send it like this. And tell me what happens. What happens? What is the status code you see? You will see status code as 400. Yes, yes. Someone says 400. Absolutely 400. You will see 400 right here, which is it is a syntax error. This is your error. Okay, absolutely. What is the message that is telling me? Body must be an object. So we have missing. We have not sent the body. Imagine sending a tweet without writing a tweet. Is that possible? Not really possible. So we need to go ahead and add a body. So here, when you are creating the request on the very top, you can see the body is here, you know. So go ahead and click that for me. Now, once you click that, it will open a window like this. Now, let me clear this so that it looks, very easy. Let me clear all of this. Let me go to, let me go back here and add, click on raw and click on JSON. So again, showing you what I did, I went here in the body and then I clicked on raw and I made sure that it is JSON. Okay. Again, the request is going to be post. The URL should look like this. Okay. If you go back to Academy, everything is actually shown exactly like this. But what about this body? Where will I get this body from? Can someone tell me where I can get this body from? Not the body I'm talking about a body of key and value. Not a dead body for sure. Okay. So if I go back to Academy, I can actually see, if you scroll down a little bit, they have given us this body, right? So if I just copy this body and I go back to Postman, I can actually paste it right here, and I have a body for myself, which is great. Now, title, change the title to any book which you like. I like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is like my favorite book. It's written by Robert So Robert, and it belongs to finance category. So it's gonna be finance. It was published in 1997. I remember because that is my date of birth. Okay. So you can change it if you want to, or you can keep it like that. It's up to you. Let me clear all this drawing so that it becomes much more clearer. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. I'm going to hit a send. And you can see I still get an error. But this time, the status code I'm getting is a different one. I'm getting a 401, which is like 403, which basically means I'm not authenticated. And it says that, hey, you are missing your credentials. Make sure you add API key to the header. Okay, why is that? Can I allow anyone and everyone to add a book on my server? Absolutely not. Why is that? Can you think about it? Why can't I allow everyone to go to the server and add a book for me? Because obviously it is a security concern. Anyone will add any type of book. So I need to protect that. And how I can protect it via an API key. So let's go back to Academy. And obviously you will see that you see this error. Let's go to next and add a header on top of that. So what we are going to do is we are going to go here and you can see this is the header name which we need to add, which is API-key. Let's go back here and header is also beside body. So you can click on headers. Key is API key and the value is Postman rules. Now, if you do not remember that, you can go back and copy paste it again, which is also very simple. Now, once you do that, save the request and send it and tell me what is the status code which you see. The status code now should be 201, which basically means that it created something on the server, which is awesome. So yeah, we added the header, which is awesome. So we can see that it is available right here. And the new book is added. So you can actually copy the ID of the new book and go back to get books by ID and see if it is available or not, because we just added it, save it obviously. So you can see that Rich Dad Poor Dad was basically added right now with the new ID and with all that information, which we just added right now. How awesome that is. Perfect. Yes, yes. So yeah, that's something which we did. But if I want to do this for all the requests, let's say get requests, update and delete, do I have to add header every time, right? Which is useless because I cannot do this every time. So I have a better way for you, which is called as authentication in Postman. So Postman allows you to set collection level auth, where you can define it on the root and then will inherit to every single request. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's delete the header first. So how do you delete it? You can see this delete button, delete it, save it, obviously save it. Click on the name of the collection on the top left. It will open something like this. We have already seen the variable. Click on authorization, please. And here I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And here we need to select API key as an authorization. How do you go to this window? Click on the name of the collection. Okay. Where is it? Let me just show you. It is right here. Okay. And here is authorization. Okay. And inside that, this is what we selected. And here we need to change this and we need to change this. So what is the key here? Remember, key was API-key and the value was Postman rules. If you remember it, if you don't, you can go back to Academy and they are actually telling you what the key and the value is. So you don't need to worry about it. Okay. Let me clear this and we are good. We save this. Now, if you go back to add book and run it without adding the header, it will actually work because the header is automatically added. If you see the hidden headers, you will actually see that the API key is already added and you cannot change it. Why? Because it is part of the authorization which we added on the collection level. Okay. So yeah, that is it. That is the final practical which we did. It's time for the final quiz before we depart today. Okay, two questions. Let's hit it quickly. Question number one. What could happen if you do not include authorization to your APIs? Select all that applies. Your computer will explode. Your API will have completely open endpoints that anyone can access publicly. Unauthorized people will be able to access data they shouldn't see. Bots would be able to flood an API with thousands of calls per second and shut it down. Obviously, the last three, your computer is not going to explode for sure. So let's click on next. You send this request in Postman and get this response code 401. We did get that response code, right? Didn't we? What is the error? This is simple. Come on, boys. We did this, boys and girls and everyone else. We did this. Tell me. Yes, you're published, or which one do you think we should select? Your published is obviously 96. It doesn't, have to be anything. Yes, yes, yes. You need authorization. Absolutely. Hit submit and boom, you are done. We got both of them right, which is amazing. So yeah, by the end of today, your collection should look like this. Make sure every request is saved. Make sure you have created all of this. I'm going to add this link right here. I've actually already added it. So if you come here, I've actually added the link of a collection right here. I'll actually add day to start links, but I've actually also added the workspace reference link in the resources tab, so you can actually kind of see this workspace as well, which is exactly this one which we are using. So yeah, it is easier for you to kind of go ahead and watch it. By the way, social media challenge is still going on. Participate in it. It will run till tomorrow. Sometime I guess till afternoon, most probably, and then we'll close the form for the entries. Make sure you participate in it to win some awesome swags. Make sure you can obviously click some awesome photos and make your audience aware about APIs. Perfect. Tomorrow we'll kind of reveal a bigger challenge, and feel free to connect with me till then. If you're connecting with me on LinkedIn, please make sure you mention that you're coming from this workshop, because I usually receive a lot of requests, and a lot of that gets embedded somewhere which I cannot see. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. And let me quickly stop my screen sharing. And yeah, I hope you really loved learning about APIs. I really loved teaching you APIs, and I'm very, very happy and eager to meet you tomorrow to finish this course and get you a certification from Postman for absolutely free. And don't forget to kind of see all the opportunities. By the way, one thing I forgot to talk about was the Discord server. So Discord server is basically the step number 3, where you can join the Discord server. We have more than 12,000 members on the Discord server who are eager to help you. So join that, and you will actually get supported, and you will everyone would actually love to have you there. We have a lot of content pumping there. So yeah, feel free to join that and ask for support. We have a dedicated channel for Let's Upgrade, so do not forget to join that. And yeah, that's all for today. So because you all did amazing things today, I want you all to celebrate with a confetti. So I'm gonna do a confetti effect right here. And obviously a lot of jokes. So yeah, I'm gonna do a smiley emoji as well. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll hand over to the Let's Upgrade team, and they'll take it forward. See you tomorrow exactly at 6:30 to continue and finish the course. And if you want to continue it yourself, you can absolutely do so. But if you wait for me tomorrow, we'll do it together and climb the ladder of success. Over to the Let's Upgrade team. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.